Mama June is declared custodial guardian of Kaitlyn in new episode of Family Crisis. Watch video. Mama June Shannon triumphed in Kaitlyn's custody battle as the judge delivered a verdict in her favor. The new Family Crisis Season 7 episode surfaced to show the courtroom drama and its aftermath. June was disturbed by everything that transpired after the death of Anna due to cancer in 2023. Her eldest daughter left behind 2 girls to take care of. While Anna's older sister, Kaitlyn, lives with her grandmother June and her family, her biological father, Michael, took the younger Kylie away. June said more than once in the interviews that she didn't like the sisters to go their separate ways. The last time they met was during their late mom's funeral, and thereafter they hardly connected or saw each other. Mama June hated to have a long custody battle. June Shannon told People recently that she was emotional throughout the lengthy custody battle for Kaitlyn. She shared that as much as it impacted her, it did more to Kaitlyn, who was drained dealing with both sides. She added that she dedicated her fight to Anna because she always wanted to gain custody on her behalf. June revealed that the family couldn't sit down for conversations to sort things out while going through that phase. They also couldn't agree on the matter, so she kept begging for custody. From 1 day to 3.5 days in the court felt like it's been stretched too much on Michael's side without any concrete reason, since he isn't the child's biological dad. Mama June tears up after winning the court case. Mama June, Family Crisis finally aired the new episode, Court and Canoodle, to show the family after June fought hard in the custody case. For her, the happiest moment was when Kaitlyn's custody was handed over to her. The episode covered all her tensions and overflowing emotions within the family members, from divorce news to therapy. However, Kaitlyn's custody verdict relieved June and her daughter, along with Justin. They doubted that Michael was almost on the verge of getting her, so they couldn't come any closer to her despite being one family. As the case ended, June took everyone for lunch to celebrate the victory. A day or 2 ago, they worried why the court date had been rescheduled. June thought the judge might not respect Anna's last wishes for Kaitlyn. While speaking in the courtroom, the former TLC star almost broke down in tears. Though she didn't see a clear result, she later said she felt excited about the court ruling in her favor. She said, "Today we walk out of the courtroom. It's bright. I keep Anna's memory very much alive. So we won the case." The camera turned to Kaitlyn, who said she was ecstatic to stay with her biological family and have new beginnings. She felt grateful that everything didn't happen differently. Pumpkin shared that if Michael became a winner, he would separate Kaitlyn from them. Stay tuned to TV season and spoilers for further updates. Mama June being declared the custodial guardian of Kaitlyn on a brand new episode of Family Crisis has ignited an emotional firestorm across the TLC and WeTV fan communities, sending shockwaves through viewers who have followed the long, complicated, and deeply personal journey of this family. What unfolded on screen wasn't just another dramatic plotline, it was a culmination of years of heartbreak, healing, legal battles, maternal guilt, and emotional evolution that led to a moment many never expected to see. With the shocking courtroom decision now official, the Shannon family dynamic has shifted in a monumental way, transforming not just June's life but also Pumpkin's, Alana's, and most importantly, young Kaitlyn's. The moment the judge's ruling was read, the cameras captured a raw, unfiltered reaction from June Shannon, a woman who has spent years battling for redemption. The emotional weight in her voice, the mixture of relief and disbelief on her face, and the subtle tremble in her hands told the story of a mother and grandmother who has traveled a rocky, painful road to reach this point. For a long time, June's involvement in Kaitlyn's life was marked by distance, mistakes, missteps, and missed opportunities. But now, with the custodial guardianship officially handed to her, this marks an unexpected new chapter where June is no longer the outsider trying to make amends from the sidelines. Instead, she is the legally recognized protector and decision-maker in Kaitlyn's life, a role she once feared she would never earn back. What makes the ruling even more impactful is the deeply emotional context surrounding Kaitlyn herself. Kaitlyn, the firstborn child of June's oldest daughter Anna, has endured unimaginable trauma. She has lost her mother, faced public scrutiny, lived through legal uncertainty, and fought to navigate childhood while being surrounded by adult-level tragedy. Through all of this, the question of where she belonged, and who could best provide the emotional and physical stability she needed, became one of the most important and sensitive family decisions ever made. The custody storyline has unfolded slowly over the past episodes, but the mid-season arc has finally delivered the answer that will guide the next chapter of Kaitlyn's life. June accepting this responsibility is not a simple, triumphant moment. It's layered with grief, guilt, love, determination, and the haunting memory of Anna's final wishes. Anna's passing devastated the entire family, but it especially rocked June, who carried the heavy emotional burden of wondering whether she had failed her daughter during the years they were estranged. With this guardianship ruling, June feels she has been handed both a second chance and a lifelong obligation to honor Anna by being the stable parent figure Kaitlyn deserves. Inside the courtroom, tension was palpable. Every camera angle captured the anxiety, the whispered prayers, the tapping feet, and the silent tears waiting to spill over. Pumpkin was emotional, torn between her desire to protect Kaitlyn and her belief that June might indeed be ready to step fully into this role. Alana was visibly shaken, knowing better than anyone how much stability means to a child caught in the crossfire of adult upheaval. Jessica and Dodo sat quietly, their faces tight with worry, bracing themselves for whatever the judge was about to say. Behind them, the weight of Anna's absence hung heavily in the air like a shadow none of them could see was the behind-the-scenes preparation that went into this ruling. Insiders close to production revealed that June had been undergoing evaluations, home studies, psychological assessments, and multiple rounds of interviews to prove she was capable and ready for guardianship. June reportedly spent months working with counselors, parenting experts, legal advisors and family support advocates to rebuild the skills, structure, and emotional presence required for custodial care. It wasn't just the court she had to convince, it was herself. For the first time in perhaps her entire adult life, June embraced accountability with a seriousness that stunned both her critics and her closest family members. But not everyone was convinced. Some relatives, including members of Anna's paternal family, raised concerns about June's past behavior, substance struggles, and relationship history. They questioned whether June's recent improvements could withstand the pressure of full guardianship. They worried that the instability she once brought into her daughter's lives could resurface under the weight of caring for a grieving child. These concerns added tension to the already emotionally volatile proceedings, turning the guardianship hearing into a high-stakes battle over trust, responsibility, and redemption. In the end, the judge ruled in June's favor, citing her progress, her preparedness, and her willingness to prioritize Kaitlyn's best interests. When the words were finally spoken, June's reaction was a mix of shock, gratitude, and fierce determination. She cried quietly, covering her face with her hand, then reached for Kaitlyn, pulling her into an embrace that symbolized everything she hoped to rebuild. Kaitlyn clung to June tightly, resting her head on her grandmother's shoulder in a moment that left the entire courtroom silent. The emotional tidal wave didn't end there. Outside the courtroom, June spoke candidly about the responsibility she now carries. She acknowledged her past mistakes openly, admitting she wasn't always the mother her children needed. But she vowed to be the guardian Kaitlyn deserves, saying her daughter Anna would want her to step up, even if the road forward is difficult. It was a vulnerable admission, one layered with regret, humility, and a strong desire to honor the child she lost by protecting the grandchild she still has. The latest family crisis episode didn't shy away from showing the emotional complexity of this monumental decision. The cameras followed June and Kaitlyn as they navigated the immediate aftermath, returning home, adjusting to new routines and processing the intensity of the day. June appeared more focused and grounded than fans have seen in years, carefully preparing a meal, organizing Kaitlyn's school paperwork, and talking to producers about her plans to create a stable, nurturing environment. She spoke honestly about the enormous responsibility ahead, emphasizing her intention to provide consistency, therapy support, educational stability, and emotional protection. Pumpkin, while supportive, showed signs of apprehension. As someone who has shouldered immense responsibility for her younger siblings, Pumpkin understands better than anyone the challenges June is about to face. She's proud of her mother's progress but also cautious, knowing that the family's history contains wounds that cannot simply be erased by good intentions. Her protective nature toward Kaitlyn remains strong, and she made it clear in her confessional interviews that she will always be watching, ready to intervene if June struggles. Yet there was also a hint of relief. Perhaps for the first time, Pumpkin may have room to breathe, knowing she doesn't have to be the emergency parachute for every crisis anymore. Alana's reaction was one of quiet optimism blended with lingering anxiety. She trusts June more now than she ever did before, but the scars of her past remain. Seeing June step into a guardian role brings hope but also the fear of regression. For Alana, watching another child she loves navigate trauma hits especially close, and she expressed in the episode that she wants Kaitlyn to feel safe, supported, and heard in ways she didn't always get growing up. Dodo and Jessica both stepped into nurturing, stabilizing roles, reminding June that she has a family ready to support her if she continues to stay on the right path. The episode showed heartwarming scenes of them gently checking on Kaitlyn, offering hugs, reassurance, and moments of calm amid the chaos. These scenes highlighted the power of family solidarity, even in fractured families with long histories of conflict. The production team behind Family Crisis appears to be leaning heavily into this emotional storyline for the rest of the season. Insiders teased that viewers will see June navigating therapy sessions with Kaitlyn, attending school meetings, establishing new household rules, confronting parenting anxieties, and dealing with the triggering resurfacing of past trauma. Kaitlyn's grief journey will also play a major role, as she tries to understand her mother's passing while adjusting to a new parental figure. The episode's final moments were among the most powerful the series has ever aired. June sat on the couch with Kaitlyn, softly brushing her hair as the child rested her head in her lap, exhausted by the day's events. June whispered that she loves her, promises to take care of her, and will always be there for her. It was a rare, emotionally pure moment, one that showed viewers a side of June they had not seen in years. A mother figure trying to rewrite her story not with words, but with actions that matter. The moment the screen faded to black, fans flooded social media with emotional reactions. Many praised June for stepping up, others expressed cautious optimism, and some shared their own experiences of raising grandchildren after losing a loved one. The guardianship storyline has struck a chord with viewers because it reflects real-life struggles so many families face: grief, responsibility, healing, and the hope for second chances. This guardianship decision is more than a legal ruling. It is a turning point, a redemption arc, a heavy responsibility, and a deeply emotional beginning for June and Kaitlyn. It marks the start of a new chapter in the Shannon family's complicated but heartfelt saga, one that will undoubtedly shape the future of the show and the future of the family itself. And with cameras rolling, fans will get to witness every raw tear, every heartwarming moment, every success, every breakdown, and every step this new guardian-grandchild duo takes as they try to build a life shaped not by the mistakes of the past, but by the hope of what comes next.